Well, I guess I better check and see if Naman's ready. Oh, perfect. Somebody left some change. I guess he's long distance. I better put in extra money. Unless I just reverse the charges to Naman. That might be an option. Now, let me call him.
Hello, fellow comic bookworms. This is Man. Welcome to my channel. Hello?
Hey, Nam. It's Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, what's up?
Yeah, I'm getting stuff ready. Are we still on for the video?
Where are you calling from? 80s, 70s, 90s?
No, I'm going to head over to the other side of the room. And just
It's time traveler. That's how you collect things.
Okay, still on for the video.
Sounds great, man. Come on over. Let's talk.
Great. I'll talk to you then.
Okay, just come on over.
Yep. Okay. See you later. Bye. Nothing.
Hello, fellow comic book ones and vinyl collectors. I have a guest here today, my friend, long time, over 6 years, Jeff.
Probably at least that long.
Yeah, my friend for over 6 years online. We finally get to meet up on this virtual screen. So, hey, Jeff, why don't you do a little intro of yourself for my community over here, all the comic book worms.
Well, hello everybody. Nice to be here and see everybody, or kind of see everybody. Yeah, like Naman said, we met about 6 years ago. I did my first video on YouTube about 7 years ago. It was about a Kiss box set that was being released. I've been collecting some Kiss music and merchandise ever since I was about 13, 14, just hitting my teen years. And it's been going on ever since. 59 years old, and I don't regret one day. Naman and I are the same age. We graduated high school the same year. We have the same interests, pretty much. We just have different mothers. That's about our only differences here.
Yep. Hey, Rod, how are you? Hippie. So what we're doing today is we're gonna go over Jeff's collection of his Kiss collections, and we're gonna open up the final record for your box set, right?
Yes, that was the plan.
Yeah, so
I've been having it sit around for over a week now, and I'm just looking to get into it, see what it looks like.
Okay, let's introduce your box set first. You want to do that first, or you wanna?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
My first video I put in YouTube actually took over a month to figure out because I'm not a real techie person. Let me just explain that. I actually had a guy from work take a video with an old camcorder, compact camcorder, and then he had to figure out how to transfer everything over and get it uploaded to YouTube. And so it took quite a while. That one video that I was planning on doing took probably over a month, and then that one video turned into quite a few videos because I was going to stop. That was supposed to be a one and done deal. But this is the box set right here, and Kiss issued it out in 2014 when they reissued all their studio albums, their live albums, their solo albums. And I thought, well, the asking price was about $1,800 for their box set. And I thought, well, it'd be more fun since I had a lot of the albums in my collection just to get the reissues. And there was 6 exclusive albums that they weren't reissuing, but I had them in my collection anyway. So I bought the hardware from Amazon to build your own road cases. And I decided, well, I'll just build my own and then fill it with
I'm sorry,
the albums.
that was $1,600 or something?
$1,800.
$1,800. Okay.
Yeah. $1,800 for their box and all their albums, which it actually wasn't a bad deal because you got a lot of different photos that are unreleased and stuff like that. But the dominoes that came with it, and so I wanted the music and not all the little stuff that went along with it. And I wasn't willing to pay that extra price for it.
Can you say that the box set launched your channel?
That was the idea of it. I mean, it was just supposed to be that one to put out the same time that they were redoing theirs, and that was going to be it. I was going to hide in the woodwork from there on in. But it has a lot of views. It got a lot of hits.
Yeah, and then I noticed that. And then people are waiting for every year. You upgrade it, and you've been upgrading it and filling the box. So today you're gonna fill it with all these albums, and the final album that's gonna complete it, right?
Yeah, I could show you what I have. I mean, I only put it up to 2014 is what I'll show what they had in theirs, and I have a few that are just I put in myself because they didn't have them. They have one album that they didn't even really own the rights to it. Walmart owns the rights to that one album that wasn't even in the box set. Fortunately, I bought it when it was put out, so I have it in my box set, which is nice because it was one of their studio albums. And I thought, they should have done something to be able to get those rights back and be able to issue every one of their albums like they wanted to do. That was tough luck leaving that one out that, if you didn't have it, because there was only 5,000 pressings of it made in 5 different colors, black, red, purple, green, and the blue. One for each of their color and the black vinyl, which I have the black vinyl. So,
hey Rod, we're going to show off that lamp later on the show, so stay tuned.
Yeah. That's another homemader. So the first one that obviously was their debut album. So that was one that they have. Their second album.
Yeah, I got that one.
And these are all the 180 gram heavyweight vinyl.
Wow.
So that's why
all of them.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get them, because it was upgrading my copies. I have a lot of the originals. Their third album.
Cool.
This one is from 1975. And I actually keep all the labels on them, the year of them, keep them all in sleeves. All the albums have anti-static sleeves on them.
Hey, Brian.
And the nice thing with their reissue pressings, everything that came with the original, they painstakingly, re-put them in for all their reissues, which was very nice to do. So everything that came with them. Actually, this is the first album that introduced me to Kiss, which was 1975. And from there on in, I started buying all theirs.
I think that's 1975 is when I had my first Kiss concert. Cool.
And then I started going. I had to go back to get the originals, and fortunately, it didn't take long. So I do have all the original albums. Rock and Roll Over.
Cool.
And they came with the stickers. 1977, Love Gun. These are all in order.
I have that one.
And it actually came with the Love Gun too. So.
Oh, I don't have that one.
Oh, you got to get it. You got to get it.
I gotta get that.
I didn't put it together though. I did the original one when I bought it, and This one's staying. So, in fact, a lot of stuff that I got when I was younger, I wish I
you're such a
should have just left.
completionist. Now you are just, you're even more completionist than what they have.
So this is their second live album from 1977. It's a double live, and they gave you another book in this one with
Wow.
tattoos, and they gave temporary tattoos with them.
So you never put those tattoos on, huh?
Well, these are the reissues.
Okay.
The original ones I did. I used them up. I mean, what kid wouldn't, right?
Right.
But they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're staying with the records now. Now, this was their first exclusive that they didn't reissue, and this is the double platinum album. And it actually came with a replica of their platinum album, their award. Now, this is an original copy. This is one I have since I'm a kid that I bought back in 1978.
Wow.
And it's in beautiful condition, nice and shiny, no wear.
How do you keep it like that?
Keep it away. Keep it away.
I tell you, he's a time traveler. I swear, he's a time traveler.
I went back to 1978. Okay, so that was exclusive number one in their box set that you just couldn't buy. This is Paul Stanley's solo album.
Yeah, I remember
1978. Those. And these all came with posters too. They all connect together.
I do remember my friend having those. My friend was a huge Kiss fan.
They're a big poster once they're all together.
Yeah.
And these were all released on the same day when they did them.
Oh, Rod, you don't have I'll provide a link. Hold on. I thought you guys knew each other.
I'll just keep on going.
Okay.
Save some time here. The next one is from 1979, and it's the best of the solo albums, which they didn't put in their box set. But hey, if you have the four, you might as well put the best of them in. So that's one of my originals.
Yeah, this is
79 is Dynasty.
Cool.
And this was the one I was made for loving you. Was the fans started going up in arms that they were selling out to disco, which couldn't have been anything further from the truth. And actually, that was the last album that Peter Criss played on.
So I guess Jeff is a Kiss fan.
A little bit.
Thanks, Rod.
I'm actually missing some of those comments there. I have to shrink them down a little bit. And we have Unmasked.
That looks like a comic book.
That's for you. That's for you guys. Yep. It's a lot of comics in that. And then this was the album from 1981 that I graduated along with Naman.
Yeah. 81. Class of 81.
Class of 81. And this one actually really did lousy. And even Paul Stanley says either you love it or you hate it. And I love this album. It was the music from The Elder. But it's a good album. I really enjoy it. And it's a lot of Kiss fans do love that album, and a lot of them hate it. They hate it.
Do you have one that has a disco in it?
That was the Dynasty one.
Yeah.
I was made for loving you.
Okay.
That was off of this album.
You know what? I thought that was pretty progressive of them to do that.
Hey, they always tried to do something and stay going and stay relevant with their music. And this was the first one that Eric Carr played on, replacing Peter Criss.
Do you guys have a Marble Kiss special with the blood mixed in? What's that?
Do I? No.
What do
The
you know what
comic
I'm
book,
talking about?
that comic book.
Oh, comic book.
Yeah, then back in, I forget what year it was, they all went into, they did their comic book and they poured little vials of blood into the ink so that
Mm.
when they printed it, they would have their own blood in the printing of the comic book.
Wow. Do you have that, Raj? Wow. I didn't know that. I have a How the Duck issue number 4, first appearance of Kiss in a Marvel comic book.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't think they'd be allowed to do that these days. That was probably one of those where, you know, kids used to play with chemistry sets and all those dangerous toys. That was part of growing up.
Okay.
This was the exclusive number 2 Kiss Killers that they didn't reissue. So this one's out of my collection to fill my box up. Their first album, Without Makeup, Lick It Up,
Yeah.
from 1983.
Yeah.
The fans used to tell them, you know, you're using makeup, you're crazy, it'll never work. And then when they wanted to take it off, they told them the same thing. You're taking off your makeup? That's crazy. It'll never work. So this goes to show you.
Only blood in comic is from paper cuts today. I had a few of those.
1984 was Animalized.
Yeah. Without a make. How long did they do without a makeup?
Till they went back to the reunion tour, 95, 96. 96, they would put it back on once they got the original members back.
Asylum.
This is Asylum. That's from 85. They were pretty much, the first 3 albums were all put out like within a year and a half. And then they started doing mostly one every year. Crazy Nights.
Cool.
Their third exclusive was Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. And most of their exclusives that they were issuing into this box set that you couldn't buy were all compilation albums.
Cool.
And this is my original copy, obviously. That was the only downfall with not buying the set, is if you didn't have the albums that were in that set, you were kind of screwed a little bit because you couldn't complete that set, which is what we're going to be looking at pretty soon anyway. So, Hot in the Shade.
Simon looks scary without a makeup on.
That's a Sphinx. One of the few that they didn't use their images on too. Usually,
okay.
No.
Not even a Easter egg somewhere in that Sphinx.
No.
Oh.
Nope. They're just, you know, why they chose to do that, not sure. Now this is Revenge,
Okay.
and this is the first album when Eric Card passed away, where they got our current lineup drummer Eric Singer. So Revenge started getting a little heavier now. They wanted to get back into their roots.
More heavy metal stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
I guess that's what all the metal stuff for.
Alive 3.
Cool.
And we're on the Mercury label. They started out on the Casablanca label. This is You Want It the Best. You Got. This was another exclusive, one of the 6 that came in the box set. This is one of my original copies. Now we are at the one and only that I didn't have for the box set. It was called Greatest Kiss, and what I had in here was just to kind of fill the void, was a turntable mat. the 2014 Rolling Stone magazine when they were going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You didn't bag it. You didn't bowl that.
Yeah.
You did bag it though.
And the calendar, the KISS calendar for 2014 as well.
Cool. They're back on the makeup too.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to keep all the 2014 stuff in the box set, which was nice. So now I have a sleeve that's already marked that I have an album. I don't know if you wanted to show yours as well.
Well, let me see.
This one came in the mail a couple weeks ago.
Let's talk about how people are flipping that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'll start opening this up. Because I sent some images to Naaman talking about this album that's still available at KISS Online. And the eBay flippers are already buying them and selling them.
Yeah. And reason that he couldn't have it before was they did exactly the same thing to Jeff. How long ago was that? I got mine.
Well, some flippers bought the whole box set for $1,800 and started parting it out. They even started selling the box set, the road case itself.
Uh-huh.
And this album that I'm about to show you, they wanted about $1,900 for it because it's not available and it wasn't reissued. So KISS Online had a 25th anniversary, and Naaman and I bought it.
Let me see hold on. Let me go ahead and open mine.
And this happened to be the only album I needed for my box set.
I didn't even break a seal. I did open it, but I didn't break a seal.
I'm still debating on doing it. I might just leave it sealed for a while.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it right there.
I've been waiting. This was issued out in '97. It came out during the reunion tour. But as far as I know, I never had the opportunity to get it in vinyl. I think it was 5 different versions, European, Mexico, I think Australia. The US had the least amount of tracks on this album at 16, and everybody else had 20. This one actually, I think, has 24 tracks. So it actually has more than the album that they're asking, $1,900 for. So you're actually getting a better deal for this album.
Yeah,
and I hope they're sticking it.
If Metarog is impressed, that's pretty impressive because he's a completionist himself.
You have to get it. So this album was kind of, I'd never said the word grail, but it's the only one. The
reason I bought it because I'm okay with all these albums being out there, and yeah, I'll get that someday. I get that someday, right? But when they're doing something like this, to an album, I say, shoot, I better get it at regular price, because it's not even out. I mean, they're selling the same album at the KISS fan store for $60, right? Plus shipping. Yep. And
$60.
Yeah, and these eBay flippers are already selling it like this. The one they ran out of, oops. What I'm doing. One they ran out of is selling at $879. The one with the picture disc. They sold out, so they were just flipping it like crazy. That's
there was only 500 copies of those pressed too, which made it kind of rare, and it sold out real quick.
Yeah.
By the time I got the email on that and went into the site, they were already sold out.
Yeah, it was $60 the one that we just got.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're allowing 4, I think, per customer, which hurts because if people buy 4 and They go out real quick. They get sold out.
I just bought one set. I mean, what is okay? Talking about movie, I think. Okay, cool.
So still in the reunion, Kiss Unplugged, which started it. MTV asked them to do an unplugged concert.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of worked out nicely. Everybody was happy to see the original lineup back together. During MTV Unplugged, there was actually 6 of them. The lineup at the time, which included Bruce Kulick and Eric Singer, and then they brought Ace and Peter back, so they had 6 of them playing towards the end of the program as special guests. And everybody just kind of clicked together, and they had to let 2 members go so that they could start the reunion tour. And they were pretty gracious about doing it. Bruce Kulick actually never joined the band back after Peter, Chris, and Ace quit again. I think his feelings might have been hurt. Eric Singer came back as the drummer, but they needed another replacement, which brought Tommy Thayer in, and he's our current lineup now.
Right.
97 was Carnival of Souls, and this was the last album with Bruce Kulick as well. This was released only because they had a studio album, which was this, but they held off because of the reunion, getting the 4 original members back. And what they wanted to do was, since they were being bootlegged with that album, they decided to release it as a studio album and not lose out money. That sounds like Gene. Another Psycho Circus, which was...
Oh, I got that one. I got the CD version.
This has the lenticular cover, and this is a first, if I'm not mistaken, this was one of their first pressings as well. Yes, first ever pressing in vinyl.
Is that
It was only, only available. This one here was 1998.
But what is about 90s? They got all this lenticular stuff going on with the
it was something that,
with everything.
So, and this is a good album. This is the only one. This is the only studio that they actually put out while they were in the reunion. The rest of them, I think they did 3 greatest hits while they were in their reunion. Only 1 studio album, which was a shame because they had the people and they should have did at least another 2 albums. Kiss Symphony. This is from Australia. They did Melbourne Symphony with this album. This is a triple. And this only actually, I think, had 10,000 copies pressed, and I had fortunate that I was able to get one at the time. And this is actually another exclusive in the box set that wasn't reissued. And anytime there's low numbers like the one I'm about to show coming up, which only had 5,000 copies. This one only had 10,000 copies. They kind of made them exclusive so that I guess they made them a little rare and people would buy the box set because they weren't out on the market. Nobody was giving up their albums like that. 2006, the Millennium Concert. They recorded this back in 1999 and 2000, New Year's Eve, and they never released it until the box set came out. It was only available on a CD box set that I have. But it was nice. This is the first pressing issue too, so it was nice to get it in vinyl.
Okay, is that in one of my CDs box set that I have?
Only if you got the live box set. It came with 3 live albums and that one.
Okay, that's not it then. Okay.
Yeah. In fact, let me grab it quick and I'll show you.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
That was the box set that it came in. So if you didn't have this box set, you weren't getting that album. And they're the masters of packaging, so they made you buy 3 live albums that you already had just to get one album. So that was the box set that came with it. But
who do you think is businessman between the Stanley or Simon?
Oh, Simmons is definitely the
Business
marketing.
Guy?
I
Yeah.
think he's the marketing guru there. So now this is the album that they didn't have in the box set because Walmart owns the rights to Sonic Boom. It was only Walmart you can get this album, and that was only in CD version.
So you have something that nobody has in that box set.
Right. Kiss couldn't put this in their box set. So this is just a black vinyl. Like I said, they only pressed 1,000 of 5 different colors, and this is black.
Mm.
So this one was nice to keep. I'm glad it was in my collection because.
Would you look for the other color ones?
No, I don't feel the need to buy the same album just because it's in different colors. I think I like the black the most. If it only comes in colored, then that's fine with me, but I prefer staying with the black because you can actually see the scratches and the flaws, and it's easier to see it in black than colored.
Right.
And I think maybe that's why I like it, or I was just mainly brought up with black vinyl and it's traditional for me. Yeah. Not sure. And this was their last studio album that they actually put out in 2012, and the last of the box set. So the only other issues that came out since then was in 2016 they put out another live album that came with a Blu-ray of the concert from Las Vegas.
You have the Blu-ray too?
Yes, this actually came with it. It's inside the album,
okay.
Which was nice. Yeah, they gave you that. But I have it in CD as well. That came out as a box set. And then their last one for 2017 was Kiss World, another greatest hits album. So, and other than, buying all their off the soundboard now, that completed the whole collection there of being able to get that one album, which now I could sleep at night. I boxed it. I used to toss and turn for years now, for 7 years.
That box set design wise, you construct that, right?
That was all my doing, how I thought maybe it should look. They had just a plain box set that they put out. The lid came off of it, and it just said Kiss on it. There was nothing special. I thought they should have put at least some years on it, the dates they started. This has had 40 years. They had a CD put out because of that as well. So they had, 40 years of music on the CD. They never issued that in vinyl yet either. I'm hoping maybe sometime they will, which would be nice. But because of, and I wanted to keep it true, so I bought road case handles for it. It's on caster rollers, all the metal, the corners, everything that came with theirs, I tried to do with the latch and everything.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, he's Mr. Handy guy. Make his own lamp too. Tell us a little bit about that lamp story.
Oh, the lamp behind me was another off-the-cuff kind of thing I wanted to do. A guy at work had given me a paper. He said, "You're a Kiss guy. You might be interested in getting a lamp that the Bradford Exchange was doing." And he handed me this paper. And I said, "Well, that is a nice lamp, but it was only, I think, 12 inches tall, which isn't super small, but it's not super large either."
1.5
but
inch.
They wanted, they wanted $200 for this lamp. That sounds a little crazy. So I thought, well, it might be more fun if I just see if I could find some stuff and build my own. and just kind of replicate it to a point. So that's where
That's
that
the
lamp.
spirit. That's the spirit I like. If the collection you're looking for is too expensive, just build one.
Yes,
Build one
and
yourself.
then I included my 7-inch singles underneath it as well. That
Okay.
the little box that's under it has 29 single Casablanca singles in that are all just vinyl 7-inch singles. So that made the lamp a nice taller unit, and it made it a little different than the Bradford Exchange that you can actually play music from the lamp. I thought it was a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And then I did another road case right there.
Okay.
That's one of my YouTube videos as well. That is, I keep all of my live albums in there, and it's just a plain. And I actually kind of mimicked it off of this one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Okay.
So that you could see it does kind of.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good idea. Keep all the live music in a live road case,
Yeah.
and then save me some room in my other one.
Yeah. Look, that speaker, man. That tall speaker. What was that?
That's the Kenwood from
Yeah, you got
1987. I bought a rack system that came with a turntable, which I really wanted because it was a linear tracking turntable. And
yeah.
all I ever had was the standard tone arm that pivoted, and that was one of the speakers we could take a look at. This is my stereo that my neighbor had given me.
He had to fix it all up. I saw him work on that too.
Yes, this had nothing to work, but it has an 8-track player in, which is the reason I said yes, I'll take it. I figured you don't throw out 8-track players.
He fixes 8-track players. He fixes all the 8-track tapes for people. Random people will send them 8-track tapes. Hey, this is broken. Can you fix that?
And it has a turntable in it that works fine. It's a
Yeah.
stacker turntable where you can put on multiple albums,
Right.
just like the old days. And
liquor cabinet built in, right?
a liquor cabinet built in, just for when you're sitting around. You gotta keep that liquor going. That's where they put that album out. Lick it up.
Yeah.
That's what they were referring.
Living in a style, man.
And there's the other speaker.
Yeah.
The partner for it. And this is the Kenwood stereo from 1987.
Yeah.
And
that's why I got
the
KD65F.
and that's the linear tracking turntable.
Yeah.
It comes with it. And that is a beautiful turntable. And I remember Naman asking me, he said he saw one. Does he think he should get it? I said, absolutely, grab it. Don't lose it. It's a good turntable.
Well, they had the turntable was, they assume it was broken. And I don't have the remote control panel there.
Yeah, this one came as a unit with the remote control, which is nice because the remote actually even works the turntable.
Yeah.
You can start and stop it, which is nice to have a remote control turntable.
What I so like about the turntable is it has the option to play in a loop. So you could just play continuously, you follow.
It has it has a repeat to it, yeah.
Yeah, it has it loops to the beginning and play back. Yeah. Yeah, I just love that. It's at my dad's house right now, but I fixed that KD65F. I got help from Jeff. Jeff was showing inside of it and everything, and so I got help from Jeff to fix that. And yeah, that video is one of my high hitting video. There's your Funko Pop.
Yeah, one of them. And these are some of my albums that I have in my collection. And a lot of these are originals from growing up.
Yeah.
And some of them I needed replacing. And when I saw them out, in record digging, kind of like comic book digging, you go to the store and start looking for what you need.
Right.
To replace what you have. So yeah. That's pretty much it over that side.
I wonder if people understand what linear tracking is.
The linear tracking, it actually has a separate motor for the tone arm. As the tone arm starts traveling and following the grooves of the record, it turns a switch on inside and turns a motor on, which brings your tone arm over. And it's for every couple seconds, you'll see that tone arm turn on and start following the tracks, the vinyl grooves. They said they were trying to come up with a turntable that didn't wear vinyl out. So it actually kind of floated and drove the tone arm instead of the record pulling the needle and the tone arm. This actually worked with the album. So the turntable.
To me, if you have it in angle, the regular tone arms, if you have it in angle, no matter how well you adjust it, you will not track the grooves right because it's right at the angle all the time.
Right.
But if you got that tone arm right at the tangent of the all those as it goes, I mean I think that's perfect way to.
And that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to and that's when vinyl was starting to fall out of favor with people too. So they were trying to stimulate people to get buying records again too. And the linear tracking is something that they were trying to do. And that came with that Kenwood system.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool stuff.
Which is not too bad. So for 1987, everything's still working with just a little bit of tweaking here and there. And, you're not going to buy equipment.
I fixed mine and it's working like a charm. And a lot of people have been asking to fix. A lot of people have been asking how to fix it ever since.
And it's amazing.
You go watch mine, then go watch Jeff's. Okay.
and the best part is you didn't even have to go buy anything special from Kenwood to do it.
Right. Oh yeah, ordering from the Home Depot
from the plumbing department. Go buy an O-ring that fits, and that drove your motor.
There's not. Hey, what's that comic book there? You got comic book.
Yes, there's a comic book that my buddy Naman sent me. It's a Kiss, and it's already slabbed. He sent me the SanDisk, so I get to view it. I don't even have to open it up. And right above me are some of his Inktober Kiss people.
Yeah.
That he was gracious enough to send me once he was done with it.
Yeah. Well, Jeff will watch every one of my Inktober videos. So I say, okay, Jeff, you could have my Kiss.
Well, I remember watching your food videos, but you didn't send me food. You did send me a gift card though to go out and eat.
Yeah, I did.
Yes. So we went out. I took my wife out and we went out to eat. So
yeah.
You did send me something related to it. And there are some of my there are 8 tracks there. Those 3 containers there. I said them now. And so there's about 500 8 tracks in there that either work perfectly from rebuilding them, and there's probably a couple dozen that I still have to get through and repair.
You got some. I mean, you are repairing for people, right?
The ones I repaired, I already sent out. These are my repairs.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how it is. Your stuff always has to sit. Other people come first. I don't like hanging on to stuff. If somebody sends me something that they need repaired, I just get it done and send it right out. I don't like holding on to it.
Oh, there's that famous phone they call me on.
There's my payphone.
Now I noticed that the payphone. What year is that from?
Oh, that's I think it's around 20 years old.
20 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Crosley replica of a payphone that is actually a bank/phone. So
Yeah. Oh, money bank. Okay. Right.
yeah,
One thing I
and
noticed that it had a touch tone instead of dial.
yeah,
So,
I really wish they would have put a rotor on it.
mhm.
And that's my other one of my 8-track players back there, where I sit if I'm working out on the workbench or the weight
He
bench
paid me a
there.
bit more than 25 cents to call me because it was long distance.
And I didn't get no change back. I don't think I used the whole 75 cents.
I'm wondering if young people watch that, they understand what we're talking about.
No, I don't think so. I think I remember seeing on the TV that they actually took the last phone somewhere in, was it New York, off the streets, because it was the last payphone.
I mean, do they even understand this? Do they even understand this? You know, this, because everybody, if they're talking about phone, they be going like, you know, this is how you talk to your phone, right? Not like this.
Pretty much.
Uh, well,
I did
yeah.
have a few books too.
Yeah, show us your books.
From back in the day, because we didn't have the internet in Ammon growing up. This is what we relied on to read about what was going on with our favorite bands.
He keeps it raw, not slabbed.
Yes, you have to check back. They're like little time capsules.
Yeah.
So anything that came out with Kiss on it, even if it was just like a small article,
I
because
remember
really,
seeing those magazine on the grocery racks and stuff.
yeah, you were buying a full book just to get a little article that maybe was a page or, a page and a half of something, but you didn't have the convenience of sitting down, going online, and
That was our
everything coming.
internet, basically. That was our internet at the time.
It was nice, but I think there was a lot of stuff I missed out on. I mean, it took me a couple albums just to find out that some of the members of Kiss quit because, they didn't print it and they didn't want the people to know.
Right.
So,
They could
it was
keep
one
things
of those.
secret back in those days. Hey, I remember drawing that.
Yes, you did. I think I sent you that picture.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just Kiss. It was always, interesting. This was Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Any of my favorite groups that I enjoyed seeing. Circus Magazine.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of music. There's a lot of things common between Jeff and I. Led Zeppelin, Who, Boston. He sent me that Boston album.
I actually I picked up a Trooper beer too, in case you didn't. I get some music related things from Iron Maiden. It came with it was Day of the Dead, and it comes with 2-pint bottles of Pilsner beer. I think this was their 3rd edition though. I think they had 2 more from that. And it's Iron Maiden, and they put out quite a bit of this beer. It's a good seller, and it tastes good. I actually had a few that my friend from work had given me.
Is it an empty bottle or is it you kept?
No, they're full. Yeah, they're full.
Okay.
Yeah, because it came with the box, and I just picked that up a few weeks ago. I went in for a case of beer, and I saw that on the shelf, and they're like a little collector's item. Once they sell them out, they don't redo them again. So
I saw this other guy who had a Batman cereal from like 1980 with the Batman figure and everything in there.
I was at the grocery store. I see that they have a Superman cereal, a Supergirl cereal.
Right now?
Comics. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, he kept it since 80. I mean, how do you keep those things in good condition if there's food involved?
You're not eating. Don't break the seal.
Don't make this.
Got to keep them slabbed.
Yeah. Those you keep aside. I mean, those those you don't consume. But to me, way we collect things, you're supposed to consume it, right? You're supposed to consume it, right?
And if you're eating comic books, they can eat the cereal.
Yeah. So tell why you collect things. Just explain a little bit about that.
Well, I'm actually not a big collector. Not like, I mean, when people send me, like, I have a bunch of 8-track players that I collect and hold on to, but they're all given to me by people who are going to throw them out. I don't physically go out looking for buying anything. I kind of, music is probably the only thing that I actually go and collect right now at a point where, and it's Kiss music. I've actually, with the price of records that are going crazy, it has to be something I really, really want, that I had maybe an 8-track that I wanted in vinyl that I never got. Collecting, and you can't buy these stuff anymore. That's why I kind of collected them through the years growing up, and I never had the heart to throw them out. I'm glad I didn't. I've given some books away to people over the years who there was articles in that, like Scott Waters. I sent him some Ted Nugent because he's a big Ted Nugent fan.
Scratch fever.
Yes, and if I could find people who would appreciate them as much as I do, I usually send them out. I've gotten purged out a lot of records that I haven't listened to that I got either people had given me, like some doubles that I've had. If I don't have it and I like it, I keep it. And I actually have that Garth Brooks box set that I never even knew I really liked Garth Brooks until Naman sent me a box set. And I've been playing it. Like
that was too good of a deal to not buy a bunch.
Yeah. I mean, even Garth Brooks sang a Kiss song, actually, Hard Luck Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had, excuse me for 1 second. I was playing this the other day, and Garth, this is a tribute album with a bunch of different artists on. This is from 1994, and Garth Brooks has a Hard Luck Woman, and he does a great job on this album.
Yeah, you told me that Garth Brooks was Kiss fan, and
yep,
vice versa.
Yeah. Yes, they respect each other very much for their music talents. They also have Lenny Kravitz on here, and Toad the Wet Sprocket. A lot of bigger bands will actually, respect Kiss for all their years that they've struggled and
I love that
persevered.
I love the way the whole family is has a Kiss persona on their face.
Yeah, the only one you'll see, they didn't have Ace's likeness on here. At that time, they didn't have the rights to Ace.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, this is the only one that they actually went back and they put early Paul Stanley makeup on this one. The other three have the three artist print on it. Yeah, Ace is the only one that doesn't show up on this cover.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a little stuff that you when you look now, but back then without an internet, when you're buying stuff, it's like, oh, well, now you're reading about it, and sure enough, you're looking at it. Oh yeah, that is true. So there's a lot of interesting stuff that they do, and I was glad to pick up some of those Kiss 45th anniversary with those Funko Pops that they did. That was nice. Those big sets when Destroyer came out, started doing that, and Walmart, but you can only get those at Walmart too. So Walmart and Kiss do a lot of stuff together.
Well, they're both market driven. I mean, they're Gene Simmons and what's his name has something in common. Walton, Sam
Yeah,
Walton.
yeah.
Jim
They
Simmons
both
really know
started
how
out
to tell
poor.
his stuff. Jim Simmons, I mean, yeah. I don't like his personality when he goes bragging about his conquests and stuff. I actually like Paul's Stanley
Paul
better, but
Paul is the level-headed guy in the band. I mean,
yeah,
I could listen to Paul speak all day long, and it's never bragging. It's
yeah,
it's actual stuff that they did for, growing up and how they struggled, where Gene Simmons gets a little cocky. And Gene Simmons actually interviewed Paul Stanley for the band. Once they were in Wicked Lester, they were looking for a guitar player, and Paul Stanley impressed Gene. And then those two guys went off from Wicked Lester and started Kiss down the road. And they're both driven, and had the same kind of ideals for their music. And that's why they've lasted for the last, 50 years.
yeah.
Whereas the other two were more into like Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. As they were younger, they wanted to do more of their alcohol and drugs and, the good life. And that was the downfall, because it was a shame that all four of the original lineup didn't go through right to the end. That would have been nice.
And basically, Kiss is a dual band, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons.
Yes, yes. And the current lineup now is pretty much around 20 years. So they've lasted longer than the original guys. And through the years with 10 different members, we've gotten a lot of different kind of music through Kiss, because if we would have just kept the four lineup, maybe we would have just wouldn't have lasted that long. I think maybe the band change, helped them out actually instead of hurting them.
I actually think the Kiss is very underrated band. I think they are Americana. I mean, they should be considered, America's rock and roll band, in my view.
They were snubbed a lot. They were snubbed a lot for all the years until when they were, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame back in 2014.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
they paid their dues.
I mean, if I look at other bands, that they always to me, they always seem to emulate what Kiss does, right? And they define the way for me, in my view, how rock and roll bands should look in America.
And Kiss said that they actually enjoyed, like Alice Cooper. They Led Zeppelin. They used to listen to them. The Beatles. They have a lot of influence from those bands as well. And Kiss didn't want to follow them. They wanted to do something different, but they got the influence from the early rock bands as well.
Yeah,
which was nice. They took the influence, but they went their own way.
yeah. I think they had their own signature, and when other bands, American bands play, they always seem to emulate Kiss, but that kind of stuff is never recognized as emulation. Just
Right.
made it they made it so that Kiss is emulating everybody else, and I'm going, no, I think they're the one who defined what American rock and roll is, in my view.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how many people would actually, thought they would have lasted this long.
You think they really retired, or are they? You think they really retired?
They will. They will. I think this is at least two of them will. I think the band's going to go on. Personally, I think it's going to go on, but I think they're going to get they're going to make the money because they're going to have the rights to the band. They will probably get some two members, because I think Eric Singer and I think Tommy Thayer will stay with it. And I think they're just going to have the band go on, just two new members.
So
they'll have their hands in it.
They're going to replace Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, the persona itself too, or you think they're going to make a new persona?
No, they want to keep the original war paint, like they did when they went back into the makeup. They got tired of the early years when, they had the fox and the Egyptian symbol.
Yeah.
So you know, they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to keep going through changes. They wanted to keep either no makeup or they want to keep the original makeup. So I guess they'll depend on what the fans want. They'll try different things and see. But, you know, Paul Stanley's voice is, I think he's about done.
Yeah.
You know, Gene Simmons, he never had the best of voices, so wasn't much of a difference there. He's still okay.
I could really tell though when he's on that stage with the belt on, and I mean when the rising platforms and stuff, I could tell the awkwardness of old men.
That's they said their outfits weigh about 40 pounds.
Yeah. I mean,
so at their age, that's quite a feat.
Yeah.
To be wearing and jumping around the stage like that for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's impressive. And even Gene said, Mick Jagger may be going, but let's see him be doing it at his age with the equipment that they have to wear.
Yeah, all that war paint, sweating over the war paint and everything.
It's a big difference. So
yeah, that's a lot of work. I mean, the movie makers, when they, all these Marvel Studio movie, the actress has to put the blue paint on. They complain about that. Imagine these guys doing it live with all that paint on, and
they do all their own makeup. They never had a makeup artist take care of it. That's 2 hours of their time before a concert, even before they start.
Yeah. So it's a pretty impressive and still lasting this long. It's supposed to be last concert. I think this supposed to be last tour, right?
It's supposed to be. They want to get to all the venues that they've played over the years. So once they hit all the venues, I think their intent is to call it quits. And as far as where they're going to call it quits is still up in the air. It might be those two guys calling it quits while the band continues on, which Gene will make money off of it and Paul will make money off of it if they continue to do that, because they'll have the rights to it. So
my best friend college room, hey, DC Irish, my best friend college roommate jumped up on stage and started a song by singing. I got body built for sin, and I put my passion, and the band kicked in on a cue. Except for the number one Kiss fan. Yeah. Well, I don't know if Jeff did that kind of stuff.
Well, I actually played a little air guitar back in a wedding, and I have a video of it, and I might just post it one of these days.
Okay. All right.
It was it. And once you get a little beer and wedding and music and the DJ playing some Kiss songs, and they hand you a blow-up guitar and say, "Go at it."
I would love to see that, Jeff.
Even if I don't, I'll send you the private video. If I don't,
okay. Well, I may release it.
That was back in, I think, 2000. So it's about 22 years old, and I still have it in my videos. So I just never uploaded it to YouTube. I wasn't sure because it does have some Kiss music, and now you have me thinking. Maybe I will.
Okay, good. I think that's gonna hit. It may beat your the box bills, those Kiss box bills.
It just might.
Yeah. Hey Jeff, it was wonderful having you here. I wanted to do this for I don't know how long. Ever since.
Well, yes. I think I think you wanted me to launch the series off, and the timing was never right to it.
Yeah.
So, I had to keep I apologize. I had to keep putting you off, but there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm actually on vacation this last week, so it kind of worked out, where I had some time off of work. And it's like now or never. So let me squeeze you in.
You're going to even kick your wife out of the house for this.
I even said go. Yep.
I said, don't do that. I don't want to be responsible for Jeff getting kicked out himself.
She understands.
It was wonderful having you and doing a little collab with our channels. This is a being broadcast on 3 channels right now, but I really appreciate you. Stay with me. I'm gonna go ahead and say bye to all the guys that came by.
And I want to thank everybody for all your wonderful comments there too.
Yeah, let's see. Rod came by. Rod from Happy Hippie, he came by. Brian, thanks, Brian. Lost Comic Kid, and
I hope they weren't too bored with seeing Kiss vinyl instead of comics.
Circumstance. How can you be bored with Kiss?
You either love them or you hate them. What can you say?
Yeah, that's true. And DCRH came by. Hey, thanks for you guys showing up. And those who will watch after watch the rewind. We appreciate you guys. Anyway, till next time. I'm out.
Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon.